Page 10, Claire de Lune, very famous piece by Debussy. No sharps or flats were in the key of C major. Make sure you can do the C major scale, preferably 2 octaves up and down, at least 1 octave, and the A minor scale also. I have videos on these scales, so at least go do the beginner part of it if you don't know the scales. You ought to know the scales by now, so you probably doesn't hurt to go ahead and do the intermediate level because you're getting up there, and that's 2 octaves. I don't feel like I really need to spoon feed you the notes. You should be able to read music if you're looking at stuff like this, because we're going all over. So I'm going to kind of take both hands. Now when I approach a new piece of music, I like to do it one hand at a time to make sure the fingering is okay. But I think for the most part in this arrangement, we can follow the fingering in the book. So I'm going to kind of take both hands together to shorten the video up. At the beginning, the first beat is a rest, and you'll notice the bottom staff. They give you a bass clef and then a treble clef. I disagree with that. They could have given you a treble clef at the beginning. You don't have to have a bass clef in the bottom staff. There's no rule says that. They could have just given you the treble clef to start with. However, doesn't affect how we play it. You're in treble clef in the left hand. So we're up here at 1-3 and here. And the right hand is here, so you're kind of up in here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that left hand is tied through all of that. And then come up to an FA. If you don't want to be up in here, then you have to do that. But I'll leave that up to you. It depends on how big your hands are. If you can, the fingering in the book is fine. And then here. And that left hand is tied through all of that. Connect this, and then that's tied. Next line here, come down. Now let's look at this rhythm. Second line, second measure. The left hand is just tied, it's not doing anything, it's the right hand. 2 voices, top voice, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So it's a little bit syncopated here. The bottom voice is at A, and that's just tied to hold it down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Right, so start the line. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then again, the left hand's tied, and then go on down. Just lift up and move. Now you get bass clef in that left hand. You're down here. And that's tied in the right hand. You cross over 2. And then 3, 1 in the left hand. And then 1, 2. This is a G natural now. They give you the natural. This is the last line on page 10, the first measure. They give you the natural sign in parentheses because it's not necessary. It's a natural anyway. But you just had a G sharp, so they're telling you be sure this is a G natural. And that's tied. Now, notice on the G-A, you have a tie on both notes. They're both tied. See, in a chord, when you tie chords together, every note in the chord has to have its own tie. Otherwise, you got to play that note again while holding the others down. So the G and the A is there, both are tied, but when you get to the third measure, only the A is tied. Now the F, you play the F, but hold the A down. You don't play the A again because it's tied, so it's here. And then just the F. See, I just played these 2 notes. I'm holding that down. Crossover. And then lift up and come down. 1, 2. Top of page 11. It is here. Just work out the notes. You're here, and then treble clef. You come over, hold that down until you play it. 2, 1, 2, 1. And then hold that down as you play that. And you got to add the B flat to it. Don't play the G, the E and the G again. They're tied. You just add a here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1. That may take a little practice. You just memorize this little bit because you pretty much got to look at the keyboard on this because your hands are moving all over. 1, 2, and see they're overlapping. You don't go 1, 2 because it's not a quarter note, quarter rest. It's a half note. Hold it down. 1, 2, and then lift up to move and hold that down, and then hold that down here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then bass clef again. 2. Second line. Chord in the left hand. Second line, second measure on page 11. B flat, C, E. 3. See, and all three of those notes in the left hand are tied. You see a curved line on all three notes, so hold them all down. And then the last three measures, second line. The left hand, the A is tied all the way across, so you don't play it again, you hold it down. Add these notes to it. 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, the left hand's tied. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a 2, 1. Because here, this is the fourth line down, the B is tied, you add these notes to it. So it's 2, 3. Whatever finger you want, play that note. And then the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and. It's just broken chords, arpeggiated. Then that last line there, the last three measures, it's just a C chord arpeggiated all the way up. Right hand, then left hand, then right hand, then left hand up here, because it says an 8VA over it, so it's up here. I don't like the way they barred those eighth notes. It's misleading, because a lot of times in music, the barring, how they group the notes together, gives you an idea of the natural accents. This is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 3, 4 time. So you don't go 1. That throws it. Nowhere in here have we done that. Now maybe that's what they wanted in this arrangement, but I don't like it. I don't like switching like that all of a sudden. So in my opinion, I would keep the 1, 2, 3 feel, the natural accents for 1, 2, 3. So I would take these eighth notes in pairs. 1 and 2 and 3. That's how I would do it. Now, if you want to take them as in groups of 3, I guess it's interpretation. I just wonder about that. There's a lot of syncopation in this piece anyway. We'll see. Now, once you have an idea of the hands and the fingers and the notes and all that, as far as articulation goes, it's all pretty much legato, and you can hear where the phrasing is. A lot of times they give you a rest. You have to lift up. The left hand, play it as connected as you can. Dynamics, well, when you have the chords, like at the beginning, it's both hands. They're both moderately, or very soft. So I have a habit on this piece, because I play this piece, and I have a habit there in the first line, and rather than doing a 2, I just come down, I lift up, and so I can connect them. So if I finger it that way, it's because I have a habit of that. The fingering in the book is fine, but I like this fingering when I can connect them. So you're staying very soft. The whole piece is basically soft. When you get top of page 11, they give you a swell here. Right there. Up, they say moderately loud. Yeah. I don't know about moderately loud. You don't really have to get quite that loud, but it's here. You're so louder, louder, louder. Then come back down, and now it's soft. And this is more for the right hand now. We want to hear the right hand on this part. See, over on page 10, starting about the third line. We want to hear the right hand. So keep this left hand out of the way. And the fingering, I do a 1, this third measure. I do a 1, 3, 2 out of habit because that's just the way I finger this. Because I connect all this together. And then we want to hear the right hand, so keep the left hand out of the way. Now you come up, and then you're soft. We want to hear the right hand, and then go up again. I think going up to moderately soft is enough there. And come back down, and I would start third line very soft. A little louder. Go up to about a moderately loud here. And then softer, about a moderately soft. And then this really could be very soft here. And then you're going down. And they have little crescendos on our hairpins on each of these things. They want you to go a little louder. I wouldn't, not much. It's feel it more than try. It's like very soft to soft. And then back down to very soft. Very soft. Very soft. And then here in the last one, stay where you're at. That's soft. Because now you got to go down to very soft. And that morendo means die away, so I slow down too. How soft can you make it without using the soft pedal? That's cheating. You got to do it with the hands. Now we need overtones, and we want to connect this because it's like a tone poem sort of, where you're just playing with the different sounds, the combinations of pitches from the piano and hearing what they sound like. So we're going to use overlapping pedal throughout, although I would like to make a few suggestions on the pedal. The notes are going to go down first and then the pedal. And I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to change the notes after I'm going to change the pedal after I change the notes. I'll get there eventually. Here, change it, and I lift it up on the CE quarter note here, and then put it down after I play the notes in the next measure. I don't want all of this. I don't want all that. So I hear, and then I hear, and then I lift it up here, and then put it down. I just lift it up for one beat. So at the beginning, again, you're here. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2. I'm doing that on each of these. I'm lifting up on the third beat when there's quarter notes. Except line 3, you can run it. It's sort of the atmosphere of the piece to be mushy and muddy and blurry. Hold it down through all of this and then lift up here. Just pedal it like they're showing. Now when you get down to the third line, or here, I'd go ahead and change it on the third measure too. I want that by itself. I don't want both of these. No, so. See, now they're telling you in the first measure to change it. Yeah, if I'm going to do that, because it's just one beat, I'll just lift the pedal up. I won't pedal that beat. Because it goes by, it's fine. And then I change it here. And then again, just don't pedal the third beat, but change it on the last measures. So that's by itself. Here, and then change it again. This fourth line down on third, change it for the third measure. So that's by itself. And then here, overlap this. And then you hold it down to the end. That's my suggestions. But you have to listen to the sound very carefully, and what do you like to hear and what you don't like to hear. But it is the style of this piece that you can be a little bit muddy. I just don't like a lot of muddiness, blurriness, mushiness. Speed-wise, all kinds of recordings of this. The feel of it is kind of on the slower side, but it's in the middle. Now at the end, if you would like, you can try it out. I don't know about electronic pianos, you have to test it, but on an acoustic, at the very end, after you have all this noise going, what you can do if you want, because of the fermata, you're going to have that, hold that out for a while, is you lift the keys up, leave your hands where they are, just lift the keys up and then gradually lift the pedal up, and the sound should gradually die away. What we don't want is this and then nothing. That's like an accent. Almost, it's like, whoa, what happened? No, you want it to die away. If you lift the pedal up gradually, that lets the dampers touch the strings gradually, and it should just die away. If you're getting buzzing or something, then you may want to have your technician check your dampers to make sure they're not, but it depends on the piano. I like to play this with you slowly. Slow anyway, I guess. I'll give us 3 counts and let's try it together. I'm not going to do any dynamics, but I'll try and pedal it as I suggested. I'll give us 4 counts, a full 3 counts plus the rest at the beginning. We come in on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, tie, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, tie, 2, 3. Three, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, tie, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, off.